Hey gamers, Guilty here with a guide to all 210 umami crystals in the Expired Grove. This area can be accessed while travelling north from the sands between. Your first crystal will be underneath the colander just left of the entrance, so you can kill this crab and he will drop one crystal. In that same area you'll find a cluster with another 3 crystals in it. A little bit further up you'll find this area which requires platforming and a few enemies. At the end you'll find a giant cluster which contains a whopping 9 crystals. Back towards the colander you'll find this enemy here which you'll have to vanquish to collect another 1 crystal. Right after you defeat that enemy, go to the right on this hill and you'll find another 3 crystals in the cluster. Now if you backtrack to the entrance and head to the right, cross the river and then you can find this crab here which you'll defeat for another crystal. This one's highly missable as it's buried beneath the ground and only appears when you get real close to it. Another location is this crab enemy. You can flank him from the left or the right and he's quite easy to defeat if you do so. From this part of the map you're going to have to use your fishing hook and jump on a few sponges, and along the path you'll find 2 purple-eyed crabs which contain 1 crystal each. One thing I should note is if the enemies do fall off you don't actually lose the crystals because they'll always come to you. Just before the boss fight, you can go to this location and find a fishing hook which will lead you to another crystal. Okay, now it's time to tackle the boss. This one contains 10 crystals and it's called the Diseased Lycanthrope. This one you can't miss because it's part of the story and it won't let you progress without defeating it. If you continue on the main path, you'll find a shopping trolley which has 3 purple-dyed enemies, each containing 1 crystal. A bit further up you'll find an additional crab here with another crystal in it, and this area also houses another crystal cluster. But don't leave yet, because behind this waterfall is a secret area. The waterfall won't harm you when you touch it, but behind there is a secret boss which has a whopping 20 crystals in it. Further on the main path you'll find some crabs trying to shoot you with their arrows, but to the left here you could smash this cluster for another 3 crystals. Climb the hill from where you are and you'll find a new enemy. This guy with a hammer houses 2 crystals in itself. Shortly after finding your next checkpoint you can see these glass bottles here and you're going to have to traverse them to kill this next enemy. A little bit further on, another new enemy here with a little umbrella shield. You'll have to kill him for another 1 crystal. Once you defeat that crab, head over up here and there should be some enemies here. I've already cleared them out, but behind this seaweed here you'll find another cluster. Further on you'll find an umami crab which houses another crystal. Climb the oil drum and you'll find a net, but head left and follow the path around to find another 3 crystals. Now we're going to head right on the net and eventually you'll come across another 3 crystals, but this one's hard to miss as well. Now you'll find another hammered enemy here and this guy has a bit of reinforcements. This can be a tough battle, so stay on guard. Immediately after the fight, swing across here to find 9 crystals in this giant cluster. A little bit later you'll find the Intimidation Crab. He possesses 25 crystals and is probably the first boss which is a real challenge. After besting the boss, head down here and you'll find 3 crystals in the cluster. Further on in the caves you'll find this green ball with net on it, and just across there you'll find another 3 crystals. Later in the caves you'll find a purple-dyed crab and a seahorse. Kill them both for 1 crystal each. Now you're a hop, skip and a jump away from this area which has a crab which has a crystal in it, and also it has a cluster with 3 crystals. A little bit further in the caves you'll find this crystal cluster easily obtainable on the net. When going through this area, at the end you'll find another crab with a crystal in it. You'll come across the village and there's 3 crabs with a crystal in each of them. After you defeat those 3 crabs, head left and you should find a milk carton with an enemy on the other side. And once you defeat him, he'll also have a cluster straight behind him in this other milk carton. From the last location, just keep walking up the hill and you'll find another crab. When you reach the top of the hill, you'll find a hammered enemy which houses another 2 crystals, and you can finally have revenge on that sniper at the top. Now the sniper doesn't respawn, so using that we can collect all the crystals which were a bit hard to do so when he was alive. This crab has another crystal in it, and behind it is another cluster with another 3 in there. On top of this hill there's another 3 crystals in this cluster, but be careful, there's crabs nearby. On the plateau above the village you'll find 2 purple-eyed crabs. Continue along the main path and you'll find another cluster with 3 crystals just here. This next one's on the main path and is pretty hard to miss. So you're going to have to use your hook and on the net just swing at the crystal and you should get 3 more. Now you have a giant crystal once you reach the top of the hill from the net, and this has 9 crystals in it as well. Now you're a bit far from a checkpoint, so be careful here and make sure you eliminate this crab that tries to snipe you from the trenches below. Likewise, on the other side of the trench you'll find another purple-eyed crab which you need to eliminate. After killing that last crab, head in this direction and down this hole you'll find 4 crystals. These 2 enemies can be a bit difficult, but they each have 2 crystals. Now you reach the final boss of the Expired Groves. This guy's pretty tough, but it's pretty fun as well, and he has 25 crystals once you defeat him. Now you have your new ability, come to this location and you can finally break this brick which has another 6 crystals beyond this area. So the first cluster you're going to find is here, and the second is a little bit further on. Continue along this new path and you'll come across this area where you can jump the gap and find 3 crystals in the carton. And that's all 210 umami crystals in the Expired Groves. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like and subscribe button and I'll be sure to make more videos. See you in the next one. Bye!